Mysterious, atmospheric music begins. Could the legendary city of Atlantis, a tale of a utopian civilization swallowed by the sea, be more than just a myth? For millennia, the story, first told by the Greek philosopher Plato, has captured the imagination of treasure hunters, historians, and dreamers alike. A powerful island nation beyond the Pillars of Hercules, with wealth, advanced technology, and a formidable navy that vanished in a single day and night of misfortune. But was it just a cautionary tale, or a memory of a real-world catastrophe? Today, we journey across the globe, from the sun-drenched islands of the Mediterranean to the vast, windswept desert, in search of the truth behind the sunken city of Atlantis. Our story begins around 360 BC with Plato's dialogues, Timaeus and Critias. He described Atlantis in incredible detail, a city of concentric rings of land and water with magnificent temples adorned in gold, silver, and a mysterious metal called Archaeological. Its people were descendants of Poseidon, the god of the sea, and for generations they lived in virtue and harmony. But as human nature crept in, they grew corrupt and greedy. Angered, the gods unleashed a terrifying cataclysm, earthquakes, and floods that submerged the island forever. Plato claimed the story was passed down through his family from the great Athenian statesman, Solon, who heard it from Egyptian priests. But was Plato creating a philosophical allegory about the ideal state versus a corrupt one? Or was he recording a historical event shrouded in the mists of time? This question is the starting point for our epic quest. Our first stop takes us to the stunning Greek island of Santorini, part of the Cyclades archipelago in the Aegean Sea. What we see today, a breathtaking caldera, a crescent-shaped cliff surrounding a deep blue bay, is the remnant of one of the largest volcanic eruptions in human history. Around 1600 BC, the volcanothera exploded with unimaginable force, tearing the island apart and triggering massive tsunamis that devastated the surrounding region. At the heart of this ancient island was a flourishing civilization known as the Minoans. Excavations at Akrotiri, a Minoan settlement on Santorini, have revealed a remarkably advanced society frozen in time by volcanic ash, much like Pompeii. The city had multi-story buildings, intricate frescoes depicting a sophisticated maritime culture, and advanced plumbing systems. Sound familiar? The parallels to Plato's Atlantis are striking. A powerful island civilization destroyed by a natural disaster. The Minoans were a dominant sea power in the Aegean, trading extensively with Egypt and the Near East. Their sudden collapse has long puzzled historians, and the eruption of Thera provides a compelling explanation. Could the memory of this cataclysm have been passed down through generations, eventually reaching the Egyptian priests who told the story to Solon? The timeline fits, and the geological evidence is undeniable. The concentric rings Plato described could be a stylized memory of the caldera itself. For many researchers, Santorini isn't just a candidate for Atlantis. It's the smoking gun, a real historical tragedy that inspired the legendary myth. But the world is vast, and the legend of Atlantis has roots in many other places. Let's travel south, across the Mediterranean, to a place you might not expect, the Sahara Desert. Specifically, a peculiar geological formation in Mauritania known as the Richet Structure, or the Eye of the Sahara. From space, it looks like a giant, multi-ringed bullseye spanning nearly 40 kilometers in diameter. For some theorists, this is a perfect match for Plato's description of the Atlantean capital. They argue that the Sahara was not always the arid desert we know today. Thousands of years ago, it was a lush, green landscape with rivers and lakes. Proponents of this theory point to the structure's dimensions, which they claim align with the measurements Plato provided when converted from ancient units. They also suggest that the mountains he described to the north of Atlantis correspond to the nearby mountain ranges in Mauritania. And what about the ocean? They propose that a geological uplift or climate change could have altered the landscape, cutting the city off from the sea and eventually burying it in sand. While a visually stunning comparison, this theory faces significant challenges. There is no archaeological evidence of a large, advanced civilization within the Richet Structure. Geologists are also quite certain that it's a natural formation a geological dome that has eroded over millions of years. It lacks the catastrophic sinking elements central to Plato's narrative. Is it a fascinating coincidence or a clue we're overlooking? From the desert sands, we turn our compass westward, beyond the Pillars of Hercules, the modern-day Strait of Gibraltar, just as Plato instructed. This leads us to the coast of southern Spain, near the Dowana National Park. In 2011, a team of researchers using satellite imagery, ground-penetrating radar, and underwater technology announced they had found strong evidence of a lost city submerged in the park's vast mudflats. They identified what appeared to be the remains of ancient structures and memorial cities built by the survivors of Atlantis in the surrounding areas. The theory suggests that a massive tsunami originating from the Atlantic wiped out the city around 9,000 years before Plato's time, fitting his timeline. This location is tantalizing. It's in the right geographical area, just outside the Mediterranean, and the tsunami hypothesis aligns perfectly with the sinking narrative. The region was also home to the ancient Tartessian civilization, a wealthy culture known for its advanced metalwork, which some have linked to Atlantis. However, like our other sites, definitive proof remains elusive. Many archaeologists are skeptical, arguing the anomalies found on satellite images could be natural formations or remnants of much later Roman or Moorish settlements. The mudflats are a difficult and unstable environment to excavate, leaving many questions unanswered. Could the ruins of Atlantis be buried just meters below this Spanish marshland, waiting for the right technology to uncover them? So where does this leave us? We have compelling geological events, mysterious structures, and tantalizing archaeological finds, yet no single location perfectly matches every detail of Plato's account. Perhaps that's because we're asking the wrong question. What if Atlantis wasn't a single, physical place? What if it's a composite memory? A cultural echo of multiple real-world events? The story could be a blend of the Minoan eruption on Santorini, the memory of ancient Tartessian wealth in Spain, and perhaps tales of other coastal cities lost to floods or earthquakes throughout history. Plato, the master storyteller, may have woven these disparate threads together to create his ultimate allegory. A story about the hubris of a great civilization, a warning that even the mightiest can fall, not just to the power of nature, but to their own moral decay. This interpretation doesn't diminish the power of the legend. In fact, it enriches it. It shows how humanity processes trauma and history through storytelling. The search for Atlantis is more than a hunt for sunken treasure or a lost city. It's a search for ourselves. It reflects our fascination with lost golden ages, our fear of cataclysm, and our enduring hope that something extraordinary lies just beyond the horizon, waiting to be rediscovered. Whether it is a physical ruin beneath the waves or a powerful idea buried in our collective consciousness, the quest for Atlantis is a journey into the heart of human imagination. The truth is, the legend endures because it speaks to a fundamental part of us. It's a grand mystery that combines history, geology, and mythology into an irresistible puzzle. Perhaps one day, a definitive discovery will be made. A stone inscription, an undeniable ruin that finally proves the city's existence. But until then, Atlantis will remain where it has always been, a shimmering mirage on the edge of history, a lost paradise in the depths of our dreams. A powerful reminder that the greatest civilizations are not just built of stone and gold, but of stories. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey. What do you think? Is Atlantis real, a myth, or something in between? Let us know your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this exploration into the world's greatest mysteries, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into history and legend. We'll see you on the next adventure.